I have a plan. My goal this winter is to finish the framing and not freeze in the process. Step 1, wood stove. Last winter was incredibly cold and I don't want to go through that again, so I need a bigger wood stove. Step 2, winter tires. I'm going to need to do a lot of driving this winter and the ones that I have on the car right now are really bad. Step 3 is to fix the shelter. Step 4 is to replace the death ladder so that I or anyone else doesn't fall off the boat on the way up. Step 5 is to bring an actual boat builder to consult with. Step 6 is to brace the hull and continue demolition where necessary. Step 7 is to harvest timber. Step 8 is to mill it into framing stock. And then finally, step 9 is to start framing, although I'm sure that there are going to be other steps in between those. Yeah, simple. My name is Joshua. I used to be a carpenter in the city, but then I had the bright idea to drag a 32-foot wooden sailboat into the woods of eastern Canada where I'm living off-grid. Built in Japan in 1966, for almost half a century she sailed the seven seas only to be marooned on the other side of the world. I aim to fix that. The only problem, I've never worked on a boat before. This is a boat in the woods. November 18th, 2025. We received our first snow a couple nights ago, and I thought now was probably a good time to upgrade my heating setup in the tent. This past summer, my friend Tom gifted me a wood stove that had been sitting in his garden shed for a few years. It just needed a bit of TLC to get going. I took some measurements and made a run into town for supplies, and then got to work cleaning it up. Once I was finished with the surface rust and the old ashes, I started to apply stove blacking paste. It's just a mix of boiled linseed oil and graphite powder, and it worked great. After that, I tackled the fire bricks, referring to the manual for the layout and dimensions, and then cut them to size with my grinder and a diamond blade. November 19th. I've been trying to find a used set of winter tires for a couple weeks for my car, without any luck. This summer, my friend Chris helped me to drag my old Ford Ranger here, and it just so happens that it has the same lug bolt pattern as the RAV. Unfortunately, the rims are too small and hit the rear shock mount, so I had to keep looking. If I ever get some free time, I hope I can get my Ranger back on the road again. It's got some pretty bad rust. I miss driving that truck. After breakfast, I got ready to fire the stove for the first time outside. Just as I was lighting it, I got a message back from someone selling a set of really good winter tires on rims a couple hours drive away. While I waited to hear back, I sat with the fire until it burned out. It was nice to just sit for a couple of hours. It feels like I've been going non-stop since I started the workshop. Later that evening, I drove out to pick up the tires, stopping at North America's largest wooden church on the way. Unfortunately, on my way to pick up the tires, I realized one of my wheel bearings is bad. I'll have to change those before I put the tires on, otherwise they'll wear out too quickly. November 20th. As it turns out, a full-size wood stove is really heavy, especially after loading it up with a bunch of bricks. After taking all of the fire bricks back out and removing the door, I managed to drag the stove around to the front of the tent, up a pallet ramp, and into its new home. No. After that, I spent a frustratingly long amount of time installing the flue. Why are chimneys so complicated? But I'm not happy with the way I have it supported. That's one of the downsides of the tent. You can't bolt anything to the walls. It'll do for now, but I'll fix it properly soon. I'm thinking I might use guy wires to support it laterally. I went for a hike afterwards and saw what I think was a red-tailed hawk being chased by at least 5 ravens. And then later stumbled across a baby porcupine who climbed up into an apple tree after seeing me. Once I got home, I put the stove back together, lit a fire, and enjoyed the newfound warmth for a while before heading to bed.